Okay, welcome to lesson 70, base and applications. So lesson 70 of numbers and operations. So here's our objective, here's our vocabulary. Okay, a recipe calls for 2% acetic acid. You have 1,390 milliliters of acetic acid. How much solution can be made? Okay, so let's solve this. So we have 2% of how much solution times solution will equal what we have. So I know you would have thought that you would have did 2% times the 1390, but 2% of the solution will equal what you have. So if you take 2% out of the total, you will be left with 1390. So you're going to need a lot more than 1,390 milliliters. So to get rid of 2%, we divide both sides by 2%, and S equals 1,390 divided by 2% is 0.02, and S will equal, doing a division on that, will give us 69,500. So that's how much solution we need to make to have it be 2%, which will give us 1,390 of our original. Okay, our second example. A school team spends $415 for uniform, which is 33 and 1/3% of its annual budget. How much is the team's annual budget? So again, this should be 33 and 1/3%, and I'm sorry for the confusion there. So 33% of the total budget equals $415, if that makes sense. So let's solve this on the next page. Okay, so 33 and 1/3% of an annual budget times a budget equals $415, because that's what you have left, and that's how much is spent for uniforms. So we're going to convert 33 and 1/3 into a decimal. 33.33 repeating times B equals 415. Then to go from a percent to a decimal, you have to divide by 100. So we got 0.3 repeating times B equals 415. So B equals, well, we got to divide everything by 0.3 repeating, divide everything by 0.3 repeating. So 415 divided by 0.3 repeating gives us 1,245. So the team's annual budget is 1,245, and 33% of that, or 1/3 of the budget, is how much the school spends for team uniforms. Okay. Sales tax is 8.25%. One day a store collected $384 in tax. What were the total sales on that day? So 8.25% times total sales, TS, equals $384. So 1/4 is 0.25. So I'm going to change this to 8.25% times total sales equals $384. Changing a percent to a decimal, divide by 100, moving the decimal twice, 0.0825 times total sales equals $384. Now we can do the math. Divide both sides by 0.0825. 0.0825, and the total sales will be equal to, we get 4,654 with 54 repeating. So you keep seeing 54, 54, 54. So we're going to round this off to 4,654 and 55 cents. So this is the approximate amount of sales a store had to do to collect $384 in tax. Okay, a saleswoman receives 2.5% commission on her total sales. 2.5% commission of total sales in order to earn $300. So this is the same problem as before. 1/2 is 0.5, so 2.5 times total sales equals 300. So changing that from a percentage to a decimal, you got 0.025 times total sales equals 300. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.025. 0.025. Her total sales will have to be $12,000 in order to make $300 commission. So this is the end of our examples. So please see me at the end of the video to recap. Thank you. Okay, so let's check your answers. 10% of B equals 900. So you got 0.1 times B equals 950. Dividing by 0.1, dividing by 0.1. B equals 9,500. Okay, so here we go with a similar problem. So we get, I'm going to do a lot of extra math on this one. So you get 66 and 2/3. I know that anything divided by 3, well, 1 and 2 are going to be repeating. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this into an improper fraction. 66 times 3, 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 198 plus 2 is 200 over 3. Then we still have percent, so we have to divide that by 100. So 200 over 3 divided by 100 over 1 becomes 200 over 3 times 1 over 100, which becomes the hundreds cancel out, 2/3. So 2/3 times b equals 400, and then if we divide it by 2 over 3 divided by 2 over 3, b equals 400 over 1 divided by 2 over 3, 400 over 1 times 3 over 2. Now these numbers get a little easy, and that gives us 600, because 2 times 3 is 6. So I chose to attack this in a whole different way. This was a lot. You could have just worked it out with the decimals. Whichever way you work it out is fine. It'll still come out to 600. So, more examples. So, these are just straight multiplying. All right, so they want you to use a proportion here. So 12.5% means divide by 100 times b equals 84. Or the percentages over the number. So now 12.5 over 100 equals our part, which is 84 over our whole. And then 12.5 times b equals 84 times 100. Once we cross multiply, 12.5 times b equals, add 2 zeros on the 84, you get 8400. Then divide by 12.5 on both sides. And then b, our base, will be 672. Okay, our final problem. Use proportion. So 0.5 over 100 equals 77 of b, which is our whole. All right. So cross multiplying, we get b 0.5 times b equals 77 times 100. So you get 0.5b equals 7700. Divide both sides by 0.5 to get rid of it, because multiplication, division is the opposite of multiplication. Okay, 77 divided by 0.5 is 15,400. Okay, so I may have whipped through that a little quickly. It may have seemed a little hard to understand, but these were straight multiplication and or proportion problems. So watch these in a series, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video.